that we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.
Good Thursday, guys. This is the Talkin' Balls podcast. This is the Indie Kid coming at you. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Before we get into anything on this broadcast, just make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe. Just help drive that algorithm, that data, those analytics. Once again, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you tuning in to the football videos Boogie's put out. Appreciate you tuning in for my recruiting breakdown on football and basketball yesterday as well, and gonna bring you some baseball now. Big series this weekend. Just want to preview and kind of talk about the program overall, try to fit as much into this 10 to 15 minutes as I can. But thanks again for tuning in. Tennessee goes to South Carolina, up to Columbia. Number 4 VAWLS, number 15 Cox this weekend. Tennessee goes in with a half game lead in the East, and they control their own destiny this weekend. SEC East title possibly on the line, and there's still an outside shot, depending on how much help you get from Florida this weekend, that if Tennessee takes care of business. Florida, our old buddy Florida, if they can help us out and beat Arkansas this weekend, that Tennessee can win the overall SEC championship. Big year, and of course last night Tennessee with the big 11-2 win over Belmont last night, and Tennessee earned its 40th win of the season and became the first team in college baseball to get to 40 wins on the season. And 2 out of the last 3 years, Tony Vitello has gotten to 40 wins, and I feel pretty certain based on how last year's team was going that would have been 3 years in a row with 40 wins right there. Awesome, impressive, and just really fascinating what he has done with this program, able to turn this program around the way that he has in really such a short amount of time. And but a big weekend, and hopefully the Indie Kid, who's making the road trip up tomorrow night and Saturday, is going to get to see an SEC, at least an SEC East championship. And again, maybe Florida helps out and we get more. But make no bones about it, though, guys. 15 seed South Carolina, tough place to go win that. Teams have found that out throughout the year. This is a good baseball team that Tennessee's playing. And we'll see. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, is tomorrow night and Friday night's games are on the SEC Plus. So if you've got the ESPN Plus app, you'll be able to pick that up. I think from what I understand, if you have the SEC network on your cable or your satellite, you can get it as well. I may be wrong on that because I don't use cable or satellite anymore. But also Saturday, the game, it's a noon start, and that will be on the SEC network also. But I'm just kind of looking over the stats from both teams coming in and just trying to pick out where I think Tennessee maybe has an advantage. So tomorrow night you got Chad Dallas against South Carolina's Brandon Jordan. Chad Dallas 8-1, Jordan 5-4. Saturday, or I'm sorry, my nights are off here. Friday, Will Heflin 2-2 versus Brett Carey, who's 4-1, and then Saturday, the regular season finale, Blade Tidwell for Tennessee, Thomas Farr for South Carolina. Thomas Farr with the 3-5. So just kind of trying to pick out here. So looking at Tennessee's pitchers, you got. Surprisingly, the ERAs may surprise you a little bit. Tidwell, 3.60 ERA. Will Heflin, 4.20 ERA. And Chad Dallas, 4.25 ERA right there. And then each of them with at least 12 starts. Tidwell's actually started 13 starts. Dallas has given up more runs, and he is always your Friday ace right there. Now, his batting average against is lower than Heflin's or Tidwell's. But Dallas, and him and Heflin, same thing, have given up the home runs. That's kind of where their issues are. Tidwell's only given up 6 home runs on the year. So that kind of tends to be the downfall there with Dallas. And really with starters, is just And I've noticed a lot of times when Dallas gives up, he's hanging pitches. Not a novel concept there by any means or anything like that, but just that's where, a lot of pitchers get in trouble is not these low and away, not these low and in. Sometimes a low and in fastball, yeah, but just hanging pitches. These, belt high, maybe not even belt high, more around letter high. These guys, especially, I don't know if it's a product of launch angle now or what it is, but, these guys, if it's a high pitch, especially if it hangs, you see it at the pro level, you see it at the college level as well. I mean, you even see it down to high school, middle school. You hang a high pitch, these guys can make you pay on it. And I think that's where Dallas and Heflin both get in trouble right there on it. But that's what you're looking at ERA wise for them. South Carolina, Brandon Jordan, 3.66, ERA 5-4, 13 starts. Thomas, 3.68. So they're and Jordan opponents are hitting 181 against him. Farr, they're hitting 249. So tomorrow night's going to be Dallas is going to have to be on because this Jordan guy 5-4, but 3.66, 66 and 66.1 innings pitched. They're only giving up 8 home runs. Thomas Farr is only giving up 6 home runs right there. And then the third pitcher, and Farr is going Saturday. Brett Carey goes tomorrow night. Brett Carey, 1.80 ERA, 4-1. He's only actually started one game here, so I don't know if he's kind of like an opener, but he's pitched 45 innings on the year, so he's thrown the fourth most innings on that staff behind Will Sanders. But South Carolina's ERAs are pretty strong. Now you get down to the maybe bottom third, bottom fourth of their pitching staff, then you're getting up into the 4.7s and higher right there. But most of these guys down more than that do not have many appearances. There's one guy with a 7.56 ERA and one with a 9.00 ERA with 10 and 12 appearances there. So Tennessee really needs to get to South Carolina's bullpen. I think Tennessee's bullpen's a little better right here, just looking at it. Looking at those numbers, got some pretty strong numbers, especially you've got Redmond Walsh right here, 2.59. That's kind of your main guys. Walsh, Kirby Connell, 2.95. Sean Hunley, 2.96. And then Camden Sewell's been playing more of a role, 3.94. That's kind of your main 4 guys on the pen. And, the main thing, and we say it when we've done 6 to 7 innings, we need out of these guys at least. And, maybe you get a performance like Tidwell turned in last weekend where he went 8 innings right there. That's huge. That's huge on these bullpens. And these guys are going to have to bring it this weekend. Now, shifting over to offense. And South Carolina has hit one more home run on the season. I'm kind of looking at averages right there. South Carolina's team average, 252. Tennessee's 281. Tennessee is I feel, a better all-around hitting team based on what I'm seeing. And I'm going really by the starters right there. So those averages, that ranges anywhere from Liam Spence at 374 down to Luke Lipschitz, who's hitting 222. The home run column I thought was kind of interesting, kind of spread out right there because South Carolina has one more than Tennessee, but really South Carolina, it looks like it's got 4 guys right here who can really do that damage. Andrew Eister, 285 average. Brady Allen, 281. Eister had 10 home runs. Allen, 11 home runs. Braylon Wimmer, 280 average, 10 home runs. And then Wes Clark, 277, 20 home runs. That's their main 4 guys right there. And then you got Josiah Seitler, 272. He's got 7 home runs as well. And then you get on down, you got 253, 197 right there, looking like their main 8 guys. It breaks down, and then I guess whomever you factor in at DH. So interesting matchup. This is a very interesting matchup to me. And again, South Carolina's 15. Not an easy place to play. A proud program, a strong program there as well. And I was kind of looking at the preview there as well. Tennessee's wins the last meeting. Tennessee did win their last series against South Carolina in 2019. But this overall series is very lopsided. South Carolina leads at 65-38, and in Columbia, the record's 38-14 in favor of South Carolina. It'd be nice to see it come out that weekend with it 38-17 South Carolina, and that means a conference champion, a SEC East Conference championship for the VAWLS. But very interesting, and I think South Carolina may have a little bit of an advantage in the starting rotation. Bullpens, I'm kind of maybe a wash. Maybe a wash. I said earlier, maybe I favor Tennessee. I don't know. A couple of decent bullpens, and those guys down toward the bottom that you see, those guys are probably going to be your weekday guys anyway. They're not going to factor in on the weekends unless maybe it's just an absolute blowout or something and you don't want to use some other guys. So, again, fascinating series. Big opportunity for Tennessee baseball this weekend. And, hopefully that leads to, because who knows what's going to come out of this offseason here. Obviously, you've got this game this weekend, and then you've got the SEC tournament. And a big thing with that SEC tournament, and a big thing with this weekend is obviously it'd be nice to win the whole conference. But, if not, winning the East, getting a top 4 seed right there is huge because it gets you that double bye, and they don't play until Wednesday. The tournament will start Tuesday. That's down in Alabama. It'll go Tuesday through Sunday. So if they can get that double bye, they won't play again till Wednesday, and then it'll go from there. So it's a lot of ways things can go right there, and especially as loaded as this conference is. I mean, I've said it on your Boogie and I when we've talked about this conference is just crazy when it comes to baseball. I mean, it's known for football, but man, the baseball is just phenomenal in this conference. But and then after that, on to the super regionals, on to the NCAA tournament as well. Or I'm sorry, the regionals, then hopefully super regionals, and then hopefully Omaha College World Series. And some big news coming out today. It looks like spring sports, the baseball tournaments. I'm not sure if it's starting with the SEC tournament this week or if it's waiting until the NCAA tournament, but full capacity. And that's awesome. That's awesome. I just can't state enough how excited I am about full capacity, about progress just being made in general right there. Being able to go to sporting events again, being able to have full capacity at sporting events again, and things of this nature. It's really nice. It's not meant to be political or nothing like that. It's just nice that we can all get out and do that again. I know there's people that said they were going to live, whatever, this and that. We haven't been able to do that. We've had, a little bit of crowds at games, but now, this past weekend in Knox, we got back to full capacity. Now the tournaments. That's awesome news. That's very exciting. So if you're somebody, you can make it to Knoxville for some of the tournaments. If Tennessee maybe hits a super regional somewhere else, it just depends on it, because right now, Tennessee, I can't see any other way that they will host part of their tournament, and then beyond that. And this team has a shot to go a long ways. We'll see what they can do winning, but they just had a phenomenal series with Arkansas. Arkansas got the better of them. Arkansas was the better team, made the fewer mistakes when it matters. But, I'd like to see us play them again. And, I think it's definitely possible that the SEC has at least – SEC could easily have half the field in Omaha, if not more. Now, does it work out like that? We'll see, because there's other teams going to step up at that time as well. But and then, just the last thing, once we get past that, it's teams are going to be coming after Tony Vitello. There's always rumors out there and things of that nature. So what does Danny White have to do to keep him around? There was some mention, I think, on post-game conference last night regarding crowds, regarding the weekend, regarding the atmosphere there. I saw a comparison of pictures this week. Somebody on Twitter, I can't remember who it was, but compared like the front of Neyland Stadium, or not Neyland, Lindsey Nelson Stadium, with Georgia's field, with Auburn's field, and maybe it was Arkansas's field as well. And it's just, Lindsey Nelson looks like a dump outside. It's just rundown concrete. And these other stadiums are, state of the art. They're up to date. And I don't think it's an easy fix on Neyland. I keep saying Neyland, on Lindsey Nelson Stadium. It's not an easy. It's going to take some time, but as far as improvements, as far as upgrades, as far as facilities, you've got a winning coach. 2 out of the last 3 years has won at least 40 games. And again, had it not been for COVID, I think there's a good possibility it would have been 3 years in a row winning 40 games. You can't just easily replace that. So what do they have to do to keep him? We're going to find out. We're going to find out what it takes, what this admin is willing to do to field a winning program. And keep this in mind, Danny White has taken heat about this and that. You know, maybe some of us deserve it. Maybe some of it's not right there. That's not what I'm debating here. But I know one thing from Danny White at Central Florida. It was a well-rounded athletic program. It wasn't just football. It wasn't just basketball. It was everything. It was pretty much all of the programs down there that were excelling and succeeding. He knows what it takes. Obviously not at the level that it is now, but the guy's not an idiot. I really think if for some reason Vitello does leave, it won't be for lack of effort. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting. But we got a long way till then, and it'd be nice for him to have that leverage after winning a College World Series. Be big. Be nice to have that leverage as winning the SEC East or winning the SEC altogether. That's going take a chore right there, but I'm excited about this series this weekend. Again, good baseball. And one thing about it, Tennessee has been strong on the road this year. That has been one of their big things right there, as they have really, really been strong right there. And just kind of looking at their road record, I think I saw their road record on the season's 14-4 right here. So been extremely good. They have won all 5 of their weekend series this year. So, yeah, 14-4 on the road this year. That is best in the conference. So, hopefully we can add to that at least 16-6, if not 17-7. And a part of me almost thinks it's going to have to be a sweep because you got Kentucky coming down to Vanderbilt. I got to like Vanderbilt's chances to sweep that series. Kentucky's not a slouch by any means, but with Kentucky going to Nashville, if I'm Tennessee, I'm going in thinking I need to sweep this series this weekend. But we'll try to bring you some coverage this weekend at some point. Boogie will bring you some videos, or hopefully both of us can. But appreciate you guys tuning in once again. Check us out. Make sure you're checking out any of the videos. Look for this morning. Tonight, the big series starts. Look throughout today's Boogie. I think he's looking to drop a video. Either just check out those videos as well. But thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good day. This is the Talkin' VAWLS podcast. The Big Orange Swarm is coming to Columbia. Go VAWLS.
Howl like me, poets sat in archade, soaking moonlit falls, unbroken past this inundated orb that we draw home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive. The dogs howl like me, poets sat in archade, soaking moonlit